Good evening everyone, welcome back to Coding Heights. This is Rasina with you. So in today's video, we are going to learn about an essential part of Python programming, that is classes and objects. Think about a real life, like everything around us can be thought of as an object. For example, you might have a phone, right? Now all phones share some common characteristics, like they all have a screen, battery and can make calls, right? But each phone call also has some unique details, that the color, brand and model. So in Python, we can represent this idea using classes and objects. So class is something like a blueprint or a template. It defines what an object should have, like attributes and what it can do. So object is like an instance of a class created from the blueprint. Each object has its own values and unique details. For example, let us say we are creating a class called phone, which describes what a phone is in general, like the common characteristics. Okay. So to create a class in Python, we use the class keyword followed by the class name. So by convention, we capitalize class names to make it easier to recognize them. Okay. So I will explain how we can create a class. As I mentioned, we can use the class name and we can use something like this phone. Okay. So this means this is a class. Now I'm simply telling you to how we can create a class. That is why I wrote here pass. This means do nothing. Okay. Now I will tell you how we can add some attributes and methods in our phone class. Okay. So attributes are something like characteristics or properties of an object. For example, a phone has a brand, a model and color. So in Python, we define this inside special method called init method. Okay. So this init method is also known as a constructor. This method is called automatically when we create an object, and it sets up the initial values for our object's attribute. So in this case, how we can do that, I will explain here. So I'm going to create our constructor, that is this init function, right? So this is our init function. And inside this, every time, whatever function we are writing inside a class, the first argument will be self. Okay. So apart from that, I have some other attributes like brand, then model, then color. Clear? So this is our constructor. Now I can assign that to my this current object, right? Like self dot brand equal to this brand, self dot model equal to model, like that. I need to assign that for that specific object. So I can do something like this, self dot brand equal to brand. Okay. The same way I need to use for the all remaining attributes also. So I can do something like this. Now here self dot color equal to color. Okay. Now, so here self is a reference to the current object. So it allows us to assign value to the object's attributes. So this is about attributes. Now I will explain about methods. Methods are actions that the object can perform. For example, a phone can make a call or send a message, right? So let me add a method called make call that prints a message saying the phone is making a call. So I'm going to create a method. So here method is like a function, right? So we need to use the keyword def. Then my function name or method name is make call, and I told the first argument will be self, right? So this one only. Then for a number, like I'm making a call, so I need a number, right? So this is the attribute I am giving, I mean the argument. So here I can write something using f string. I can do like calling, then number. I can write from self dot model. Okay. So this is the way we can write a class. How we can write a init function, then how we can write a method inside a class. Now I need to access this whole thing, right? For that we need to create an object. So I will next explain how we can create an object or an instance of a class. Okay, so for that I am coming outside of this class, and my object name is something like this, my phone. Okay, my phone equal to, then I need to give the class name. So class name is phone, and in parenthesis I can give the attributes I gave here, like brand, model and color, right? So my brand is, for example, I can give Apple. Then model is, I can give iPhone 13, and color I can give black. Okay, so we created an object named my phone, and we passed the brand, model and color, which are stored in my phone's attributes. Okay, access an attribute. Now how I can access this attribute, that I will show here. For example, how I can I want to print my phone dot brand, like this I can access the attributes. Okay, so if you want to access the attributes of that specific object, you can use this dot operator. So we will copy this and we will try for all other attributes. So here I can say model, and here I can say color. Okay, so this way we can access the attributes. You can see we got Apple, iPhone 13 and black. So here I can use, inside this print I can just call my phone dot, or function is make call, right? So you can see we will get, but inside this there is an argument, right, like a number. For example, I'm giving one number 7856342101. Okay, so now I'm going to run this code. You can see calling 78 from iPhone 13, right? Yeah, but why it is now showing like this? We no need to show this print thing here. Like I'm not returning, I'm just printing. So that is the thing, we got none here. I will just run this thing. You can see now we got calling from self.model, like this iPhone 13, right? So this is the way we can access a function. If I want to add one more function, I can add it simply, like for example, I want to write a function to send message. Okay, so I can send message. Then as I told, the first argument will be self, then I will pass some message here into this function. So here I am also printing something using f string. I can say sending a message. Then in this bracket I can show the message from, I can say self.model. Okay, so here in this case our self.model is like iPhone 13, right? So this will show something like this. Now I can simply call this function. For example, my phone dot make call, not make call, right? Send message. Yeah, and here I can ask give a message, something like that. Hello coders. You can see sending message hello coders from iPhone 13. Okay, so here this message is here, self model is this one, iPhone 13. Okay, so this is the use case, like this is the way we can use a class and object. Like we learned how to create a class, how to create functions, how to access the attributes, how to access this methods. Okay, so now you may wonder, like why do we need classes and objects, right? So this is something like a organized way. Like classes help us to keep our code more organized, so we can bundle related attributes and methods together. Also reusability. Now, like once we create a class, we can create many objects from it, right? Like different phones we can implement. With only the base template or base blueprint, we can create multiple phones, right? So this only one time we need to do this. So according to our configurations, we can change the attributes and we can create multiple phones. So that is the thing, reusability. and the code will be more modular. That is one of the important point we can say. So that's it for today's video. I hope you got an idea about what is meant by class. So class is a blueprint for creating object. Then object is an instance of a class with some unique values. Then attribute means characteristics of an object defined in the init method. Then we explained about method. This means the actions that the object can perform. Now then we learned creating objects. We create objects from classes and use dot notation to access the attributes and methods. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Bye.